Hey you guys, this is Oshi and this is gonna be an update on my Hobonichi and my daily reading system. Is it a system if it's just one thing? I don't think so, but practice, let's say that. Did I regret getting this? No, but I already know that it's not gonna be the one that I'm gonna be using next year. I have a few things that I added since, like it was empty and I showed you guys. So I'm gonna, like quickly go through what's working, what's not. Maybe it's useful for someone who's thinking about getting, not necessarily a Hobonichi, but maybe who wants to be, like me, a one planner girly, but yeah, I'm not a one planner girly. I'm a more than multiple planner lady. Yeah, I'm not a girly anymore, whatever. So yeah, I decided to, because I saw this in other people's planners when they kept this cover page out, which I don't know why, because it makes it harder to like keep the journal in place, but whatever. And they stick stickers on top of that cover, but I was like, this page is perfectly fine for that. So this is gonna be where I, during the whole year, if I get a sticker for like this was a gift, this is the main theme of my year and I got it, and this was just like a very fitting one because it's a journal and it has a rose, which I have a rose and stuff like that. I'm gonna like just take random stickers here. I made a tiny, maybe not tiny, I got this for my shoe and I turned it into a Tombow swatch card because I don't necessarily remember how each of these pens look on the Tombow River paper because they look different on different paper obviously. And this was a calendar that I get as a gift for my Christmas ink, and it has a dragonfly, so I decided to just keep it here. I don't really take it out, but I just like how it looks here. I got this from a friend, which I plan on using more. I haven't started using it yet, but that's okay. So I gave myself some prep talk here. It's a quote from somebody that was I felt very motivated by it. So I stuck it there. I don't really know what people do these kind of yearly, monthly, like overlook pages. I decided to try to keep track of national holidays where I don't have to work, or the Browns are where we have to work on Saturday instead of like Christmas, because the 24th is the most important day for Hungarians from the Christmas, but it's not a national holiday yet. The proposition for that is in front of the parliament, I think for like 5 years now. We never, agreed to actually vote on it, or, what else. They just keep promising it's gonna be a national bank holiday at some point, but it's not right now. So we have to work on like 2 weeks before on a Saturday to not work on that day. So it's, I don't know how it's called in English when you move a day, like over a work day over. I know that the UK does it so much better, because even if they have I mean, not this system, I don't know if they have something like this, but if they have a national bank holiday on a weekend, they have the Monday or the Friday, I don't know how it works exactly, as a free day without asking or anything. For us, it's not like that. If it's on the weekend, like you can see, the 15th of March is gonna be a Sunday, which means we're not gonna work on a Sunday. Yeah, I don't work on a Sunday anyway, so it's gonna be like nothing. So there's not a lot of days this year, but next year is gonna be better because a lot of the days were on Sunday, so we're gonna have at least like 3 extra bank holidays, extra Mondays off next year, which is like awesome. So this was supposed to be my memories of a month, which I might still do. I really want to, but I have to go back and sort out my pictures for the month and just pick one memorable big thing, which I'm not sure I can do because that was my idea, to pick up something big and you know, like put a picture here and then make notes about it, but I already feeling, because I don't know which memory is the most important, so I don't know how to deal with that, and I don't want to add multiple ones because it kind of like how it would look with just one image. But I'm not doing anything right now. The monthly is not as used because I'm using the weekly setup as well, and that kind of defeats the purpose of having everything all at once, because the reason why I wanted to separate work and other stuff, because in my previous one it felt it was too crowded, but in this one there's so much more space. I might just move the work thing back into this one as well, because you see there's already some work things that I need to plan. I mean, these two, my second job is here. Oh, Mercury retrograde. It's almost here. It's gonna be fun. I'm marking when I'm going in university, and you know, name days, birthdays, whatever. And what I do for the weekly one is currently just make a note of my weekly poll, which is a good place for that actually, but I don't know, maybe I could just make the cards adhere like in the other one, because I made some notes about it, but it's not necessarily needed. I track which decks I'm using, but other than that, there's not a lot. This was, I think, the most where I used it, and I added all the usual weekend to-do list here, but then I was really not doing this. Like, this should be the, until, you know, like this line where I have appointments or whatever, but I don't really have that much. So I don't know, this was when I was writing my thesis. I wanted to track how much pages I wrote a day, and I started with, like, I only added like the second day, and then I stopped because it was too stressful. So yeah, it looks like I'm using it, but it's just like I'm filling pages up. There was nothing that I used here, only the initial card pool. This was this week, the High Priestess and the Magician, but I haven't really made any notes about it. So, you know, I don't know. The monthly doesn't have a place to add a lot of reflection on it, though I could use the weekends when I don't have anything on the weekends to do that, or maybe like use other days to fill out, because once the week is over, I don't really need to, you know, like keep this space empty, because this is really not for anything that I want to keep for later. This was just like copied which courses I had on university, but that's, you know, like it's not needed at all. And because I was planning on carrying this planner with me to the university, but then I had to carry my iPad, my keyboard, and it was already too heavy, so I was like, nope, not taking it anywhere. So I don't really know, you know, what I'm gonna do with this weekly currently. Maybe I keep it like with this system. I will add all the days here as well, and in the monthly all the week working related dates as well. So maybe I'm just gonna be using both spaces for now, because I don't want to just, you know, have all these empty pages when the year is up, even though I could, you know, like use it later to test inks or whatnot. But this made me realize that this and the way I'm making the daily journaling, that I really need two separate journals. I need, I think right now, that's my idea, to have a weekly homonichi, like this size. I don't know what it's called, but that's the weekly. This thick or width, wide. This wide, I think it's probably this wide, which is not good for me if I want to journal. Right, this amount of space, it bothers me if I need to journal. I need the more, like, spacious area for that. But I can use that for anything that's not memory keeping. And I have a Toma River journal which is dotted, and I only used a few pages at the beginning of it, and then it's empty. And I was looking through Homonichi's site, and they are selling, like empty notebooks like that. So I'm thinking about using a notebook like that for just with this cover, because I like the cover, and it was more so a reminder, like this is a Nine of Pentacles for me, a reminder for embodying all the energy of the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. So I can still do the journaling, that everything that I want to keep for later in a journal like that, and have a separate one that is not as heavy, doesn't take up that much space, that I can carry with me all the time. I think that's gonna be my system from next year. I know it's only February, so it's gonna be frustrating, and I know that there are Hobonichi weekly planners that start in April, but the reason being that I didn't buy one is I was hoping to win one because there was a giveaway, but unfortunately I didn't win that one. But it would have been such a universe made you realize this, and then it's supplying you with the, like what you need to make it happen moment. It didn't happen, but whatever. I'm glad I realized that I actually want to change. And this is something that I said, I think, in the first video, that this is just, to see if it works for me or not. I really wanted to be a one planner person, and I think if I would be completely healthy and as strong as I am, so carrying a little bit more weight wouldn't be an issue, I could do that, but it's still an issue. It still sometimes makes me unconsciously or consciously not very sure about, if I can go up on or down on stairs and stuff like that. And that's, it's not an easy thing for me to handle. So I always try to do everything that I can to lessen the weight, so I don't feel like I'm not going to be able to step on a vehicle or, like public transportation and stuff like that. So unfortunately, that's something that I need to consider. It's just what it is. I'm working on, making things better, but it's not at the moment. And the other thing is that I really like making the collaging thing was really like cool. Like I love this one. This was the first day in January when I made a journal entry, and I was using cursive, and I'm so unused to writing with cursive right now that I switched back to capital letters because I was like, it's not that easily readable, it's not that legible, even though it's not as bad as I thought it was. And my idea was, which I completely stole from my friend, that she prints out pictures on actual photo paper in a beauty store, because you can get these passport picture sizes pictures relatively cheap, and that was my idea, to make a journal entry, and if it's not long enough, then I'm gonna just stick pictures for that day or something like that, which is a cool idea. But as you can see, there's still empty spaces here, which is not a big problem. But two things is not working. I cannot know in advance how much, and the glue is sticking. Like the glue that I tried to use with this one was like good but bad at the same time. So the papers are kind of sticking together at some places. So I don't know if I'm you know, like I'm making the journal entry and then I'm going back like a month later. I edited these pictures like a month and a half later, because that was the time when I had to actually had time to sit down and go through the pictures, select those that I wanted, and then get them printed and stack them here. So not everything is still finished with you know, like stickers and whatever, but also there were some times when I didn't have enough time on space on the actual page where the picture was supposed to go on. So either there was too much space or there wasn't enough space. I really like that I can use my fountain pens. That is something that I really enjoy. But also this this paper is too thin for a thick photo to be added to the actual page. It warps it up too much. So, and like I said, the actual whatever it's called, it was a roller glue thing, because I have one type that lays down dots that are glue, like sticky, the glue dots, but those are not necessarily strong enough to hold the photo or paper or whatever down. And I have other things where this one that I tried with these pictures, which was a I don't even know it. It was also a roller thing, but it was a continuous tape, but that went everywhere, not just on the image, but on the upper side of the image, which makes the pages stick together a lot. So that's wasn't the perfect thing. I bought some double-sided tapes. I'm using those now, but those are also thicker than, you know, these glue things. So we will see what sticks, so to speak. But as you can see, there were days when I wasn't making any journaling, because either I was too tired to go home when I got home, or I had nothing really to say. This was just a very tiring day. And I really like the little like collage, but there was no picture for here today or this day, just like this one. So I don't know. It's not good if I just, you know, like make these anticipating pictures to go here when there's no picture. So I will go, of course I have a shit ton of stickers, so I will go back and add stickers here and there, so it's gonna look nice. I'm not worried about it, but it's not as good as, not as easy, I guess, that I was thinking about doing it. And also, you know, this is my normal sized journal entry, and what I want to do is, that's why I was thinking, you know, like switching to a undated, on everything planner, is because if I have this amount of journaling, and I know, because I will check if for that day I have like, I don't know, 2 pictures. I have one that I'm gonna be using as a like a size template. Then I can just, you know, write down the date, add what I want to write as a journal entry, and then measure out an approximate space for 2 images, and then, you know, like mark where the next entry should start. And then it's gonna be like a continuously better made like journal than how it is now. And I'm not saying that I'm bothered by it, because I really like this. So I was like, oh, let's be in a romantic mood for February. And I have just stickers that I was like, I love this sticker, I want to use it somewhere. So I was like, why not? I love pink, it's nice. This was my birthday and it was a happy day, but I didn't really have more to say than these 2. And that should be enough for, you know, like a journal entry. And this space is wasted because this is for journal, like memory keeping. So I'm not gonna be just come back and, you know, make notes here or try at pens or anything, because that would ruin the day. And also I have the English version of the Hobonichi, and these quotes, sometimes they make sense and sometimes it's like inspiring, but sometimes I like, okay, what am I supposed to do with that? So you know, I don't know. I don't really know if I thought that the English version would make more sense, but it's actually not. These are obviously not decorated yet, but I didn't want to wait and add the washi tapes underneath them because I sorted them through by day. This is my newest tiny, I don't know, relative. I don't know what's the relation. It's my cousin's daughter. So I was like, I'm gonna just decorate it later because I'm not gonna go back and keep in mind what I had. And sometimes I have more to say. Sometimes I still have, you know, there's not a lot for each day, which is fine. Like there's nothing wrong with that. It's just it's not efficient or whatever. I made the note for myself that I stuck here, that I'm gonna be read on the 31st of December. I'm trying to track tarot, but I haven't had time, or I wasn't really feeling like adding the tracking, to be honest, yet. Like there's only like 2 cards and I might change the color because it's hard to see. So I don't know if I'm gonna keep doing that. These are good, but these could live in the beginning of that memory keeping journal, or in the, not even the memory keeping, in the weekly one. I have my little ink sample thingy, which is good. That's useful. I'm trying to keep, you know, like things that make me happy, like genuinely happy in a year. In my 100, I will live at 4, which is nice. I also have just the mood tracker, which I'm already behind because it's the 21st. But I messed it up because, but then I managed to keep it, like change it, because I don't have time to like do it every day, or I just keep forgetting because if it's not in, you know, like the beginning of the journal, it's harder to remember that I want to do this. And I also had to add you know, like the actual dates, because I'm not gonna remember that the 221st day is, I don't know, June 2nd. I have no idea which day it's gonna be like. So next year I'm gonna make one for myself, and I'm gonna add the actual dates, not the number of the date or the day. It's a good idea. I think the mood tracker is a useful thing because I already have a lot more happier days than I expected. And if I would just, you know, start to think back, I probably would remember that it was tiring, it was just like meh. And yeah, the blue ones are the okay days. They're not bad, not good. They're okay. But I only had 2 really bad ones so far, and I'm much more happier days than I would normally remember. So I think this is very useful for my mental health as well. Some gift ideas, even though no one is gonna watch it whose gifts are there. And then I have something here because I forgot to take it out. Yeah, it's the other card from the shop. But yeah, so far this is where I am. And the daily practice that I was talking about that is changing as well is, as you can see, I make a note here on the top, and normally I pull a tarot card, which is, I think it's better, even though I'm not really doing what I meant to do, like sitting down, and not always manage to sit down and reflect on the cards. I'm trying to do that more, and I'm definitely doing more than I did previously, but it's not an everyday thing. But this week I was pulling from the Citadel Oracle, and even though the messages are maybe more on point, it's definitely not something that I can just do. And, you know, like I don't have time in the morning to actually take out the guidebook, and besides taking a picture of it and then rushing to work, to sit down and think through what it means. Today it didn't necessarily made a lot of sense. It's a very interesting combination. If you have the deck, look up the Patron in reverse and the Acolyte, but basically it's don't let others influence you, but start something new and be like a student. Like this is don't be a student, but be a student kind of energy, which is very interesting energy. I feel like these cards give me more useful information about the day, but I don't necessarily have time to pull cards in the morning and then work with them throughout the day. So I'm thinking about pulling a tarot card in the morning, and I don't label it anymore, because I used to label it like energy of the day, advice for the day. I don't know. I think these were the two main labels that I always used when I was pulling a card, which already, you know, determines what sort of card or like guidance you will get. If you, I looked for guidance, so those were like things that I pulled for. But what I'm trying to do with, especially since I'm using these, is just asking for a card for the day, not labeling what it means. If it's an advice, if it's something that I need to contemplate, if it's just, I don't even know, you know, I want it to be free, because I actually feel like I was, how to say that, putting myself in a box of, I always try to say words that I don't want to use, like guidance or advice, but getting out of the day, like through tarot, as much as I am now. So I definitely think that this is working better, but I don't have time to, you know, do that in the morning. So I think I'm gonna pull a tarot card, like I said, in the morning, because I understand tarot. So if I pull a card, I know what it means. But if I can, I sit down in the evening when I have the time, and I pull oracle cards as an extra card and see what comes up and how it works. If it's gonna be guidance for reflecting, or if it's something that I missed during the day, or I don't know, you know. That's the whole point. I want to see how it's gonna change. But it's definitely interesting that, and sorry if it's, you know, like it's my birthday, but why not? I like this, so you might like looking at it as well. And that I feel like I'm in a very much a changing point or turning point with my practice, actually, because I don't think what I did so far is working right now. Not because it's not working anymore. It's just that I feel like I'm in a phase or in a step on the path ahead where I need to try out a lot of things to see what sticks. Not necessarily because what I'm using is not working, but because I feel like I need to bring in more or newer ways of reading tarot, which is very, actually not like, oh damn, I had a system and it's not working anymore. It's more like exciting in a way, because I'm like, I can play with tarot again, which was something that I stopped about a year ago, I think. It kind of felt like it's a chore, like that I need to do. Like I wasn't getting as much out of it as I could have if I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna pull cards and see what it is. So yeah, that's the daily changes. We will see. Also, I'm completely open, and I'm very grateful if you have, you know, like things you do and you share it with me, because like I said, I'm very much open to trying out everything right now. Not out of desperation, but out of just curiosity, which I think it's a much healthier place to be when it comes to tarot. But yeah, this is the Hobonichi that I'm not carrying with me. This pretty much lives on my desk, which is fine, completely fine. But I'm already, of course, looking forward to next year when I will have the two separate ones. But I'm intentionally stopping myself from just ditching everything, because I think I can learn a lot from, you know, being patient. That's one thing that I need to learn this life. So again, this is gonna be a good exercise, so to speak. But yeah, this is all for this one. I have a book related video that I'm gonna maybe do tomorrow. We will see. So anything but tarot. Okay, maybe not, but there was a lot of tarot here. But yeah. Thank you so much if you watched this. I'm assuming this goes 100 million years long, but you know me, I like to talk. So see you guys in the next one, and thank you so much for being here. Bye.